Morning, everybody. It is 8:10 a.m. It is November 7th. Welcome to my channel. We set all-time highs yesterday in the Qs and in the SPY. So, all-time highs. All-time highs have not been set again in the Nasdaq futures yet. I'm sure they will be. So, today we have FOMC at 2 p.m. followed by the press conference at 2:30. We have initial jobless claims at 8:30. Okay? Initial jobless claims at 8:30. This morning we got some earnings to talk about. Obviously, yesterday, gapping on top of a gap yesterday and powered up. Yesterday, the only little laggard that held the SPY down a little bit was healthcare and Eli Lilly. Okay. Now, I'm not really sure. I think Novo Nordisk also has a weight loss drug reported something. I forget, I mentioned it yesterday. I don't know if that's why Eli Lilly dropped so much, or I know soon to be President Trump again, has RFK Jr. in his camp, and I know he's going to be cracking down on a lot of stuff with the FDA and stuff like that. I'm not really sure, but it tanked yesterday. So, and then it hit a bottom around 769. So Eli Lilly. So I'm not really sure about that. So that's what's going on. All right, now today, like I said, FOMC. So trading might be muted in the morning, or you might only have a good hour and change, and then the market should die and wait for FOMC. All right, usually there might be a trade or two before that, and then it dies. All right, so without further ado, welcome to my channel. My name is Steven Gonzalez. I use volume profile, market profile to find structure in the markets, along with supply and demand, gamma exposure levels, the most traded price of the year, the month, the week, and the preceding day. All helps me find structure in the market. That's my edge. That's how I look at the markets. Okay. And then once the markets open, there's new data, and then I do a new analysis. Okay. So every day I do this at 8:10 a.m. Hopefully you can join me. Have a cup of coffee, have a cup of tea, have a cup of water, a glass, or whatever. Drive into work. Listen to me. I'll give you the recap of the market, what's going on, market news, economic calendar, leaders and laggards of the morning, basically the story of the market. Okay. And sorry, my phone's going off here. Basically, give you the story of the market. Okay. So hopefully you can come join me. All right. And if you enjoy my content, please smash that like button. All right. Please, if you're new, subscribe. I'm trying to hit that 200 number. All right. I'm trying to get some people joining this channel. Okay. Now, like I was saying before, uh, around 8:30 I do the main event, which I like to call it. It's the Nasdaq and the ES futures analysis. Okay, that's the blueprint where I do my long and short trade scenarios. Okay, that gives me the roadmap for when the market opens. And then once the market opens, that new data comes out, I will put risk on or off. Okay, now I have dropped 3 videos in the last 3 days. Okay, please check that out. All right, 3 trading videos. I still owe you guys 2 more because I had a good trade yesterday. So 2 more trades coming out, 2 more trading videos coming out. And I posted them on my X, so that's at Gonzo719. I put them on my YouTube Shorts, so check the YouTube Shorts out. And then you can also check out TikTok at Gonzo719Trader. Now I do post them on Facebook and Instagram, but they don't seem to get, Instagram's not that really a place for trading as much. Um, but I do post them there too. I'm not sure if anybody wants those. I can give you my account for Instagram. I used to put it up there, but I don't get much traction there. Anyway, please check those out. All right. Hopefully you guys will enjoy them because I feel like they're pretty educational. All right. Now, without further ado, let's get right into watch list, futures watch list. Okay. Who's leading the pack today? We have Ether. Ether's up 4.71. Silver's up 0.54. Russell's up 0.51. Nasdaq's up 0.49. Dollar's up 0.45. ES up 0.31. Gold's up 0.30. The Dow's up 0.18. 30-year bonds are flat. 10-year yield's down slightly, 0.33. Crude's down 0.46. Crude's like really in a real big messy part of its yearly profile, like right in the middle of the muddle. It's like horrible location. So I believe it's gonna really rest here and have to find its way out of this right now. I might show you that later. Bitcoin's down 1.65. Okay, maybe some profit taking there. The VIX down 23.96%. It's at a 15.58 VIX. Moving on to the Max 7 Plus. Okay, AMD's leading the pack, up 1.28, followed by Broadcom, up 1.23. Google's up 0.91, Boeing's up 0.79, GE up 0.63, Eli Lilly trying to come off that bottom there, up 0.63. Let's see here. Amazon up 0.40, Apple's up 0.38, Microsoft up 0.34, Meta is up 0.29, Nvidia's up 0.22. Nvidia's almost at 146. All right. What did it go to yesterday? 146.49. Yesterday was the high. Berkshire Hathaway's up 0.17. And then who's lagging today? JP Morgan down 0.55 and Coinbase down 0.288. Top sector stocks. Qualcomm reported earnings and they were good. And I'm a proud owner. So they're up 6.71%. That is nice to see. Okay. Uber up 2.41. I believe Lyft reported earnings. That's probably in sympathy. Home Depot up 0.36. Not much less here. The lagger here is Snowflake. Snowflake down 0.55. All right, moving on to the swing trade list here. Woo! There's Lyft. Lyft reported earnings. They were better than expected, I believe. Up 24.51%. Wow. Dutch Bros up 19.06. Ralph Lauren up 5.32. Yeti up 5.18. Take Two up 4.58. Affirm up 3.2. I think that's Alcoa up 3.17. Supermarket Computers up 2.64. Goose, Canada Goose up 2.60. Soundhound up 2.28. Alibaba up 2.24. Vertiv, my baby Vertiv. I'm in that at like 69. It's awesome. They're pairing up with Nvidia. That was something I had my eye on for a while. I'm so glad I added to that. Thing's a monster. DraftKings up 1.91. Taiwan Semis. Gilead, Trade Desk all up. Intel all up. Block up. Okay, who's lagging here? There's always one. Donald Trump, down 11.64%. Profit taking there, I'm sure. Tandem Diabetes down 4.21. ARM, the semi reporter earnings, and they're down 3.58. I believe they beat too. Hershey down 2.74. AMC, the meme stock, down 2.18. Riot down 2.12. Mara down 2.12. Ford down 1.88. Palo Alto. Now Palo Alto is down 1.87. I know Datadog reported earnings. Maybe they were not good. Okay. Hood down 1.41. Bitcoin ETF down 1.41. Enphase Solar down 1.10. Okay. That's lagging today. All right. And let's go to the sectors, the guts of the market. Who's the leader today? Semiconductors. Semiconductors. Okay. up 1.16, followed by technology, which encompasses semis, up 4.49, utilities up 0.37, healthcare up 0.31, communications up 0.27, energy up 0.20, industrials up 0.17, discretionary up 0.11, financials up 0.10. So financials were up huge yesterday. There's no lagging sector this morning. Okay, all-time highs in the Qs and the SPY. You have no overhead resistance, so it always becomes difficult to trade when you have no resistance, right? All right, that wraps up that. Now let's go and move over some large orders hitting the tape here. Economic calendar. Not sure who's with me this morning. Maybe Rosita's here. Haven't seen some regulars like, well, Punkcake was here the other day. Who else was here? Haven't seen Luis, Muhammad, G-Man, um, K-Trader. I haven't seen them in a while. Hopefully they return or they are watching and they're silent. All right. Let's move on here to the initial jobless claims at 8:30 today and FOMC. We're expecting a quarter point cut. I don't think anybody's going to be shocked when they do that. Followed by the press conference, and then you'll wait for Powell. What's he going to say? Right? Tomorrow, Michigan Consumer. All right. As far as earnings, let's just see who reported this morning. After the close yesterday was ARM, AMC, Qualcomm. All right. This morning it was Moderna, Barrick Gold, Datadog, Halliburton, Hershey. Today after the close, DraftKings, Arista, Block, Rivian, Unity Software, Trade Desk, Affirm, Fortinet, Pinterest, Airbnb. So pretty decent earnings today after the close. Tomorrow, before the open, Sony, NRG. That's really all. Okay. Moving back here, we're going to talk about news. So let's look at what's happened here this morning. Warner Brothers. Stock rose 3.8 after the mass media giant reported a surprise third quarter profit but missed revenue estimates as the studio business took a hit from the fewer blockbuster releases. Under Armour stock rose 12% after the sportswear maker raised its annual profit forecast. All right, Moderna stock rose 11 after the drug maker reported a surprise net income in the third quarter and announced changes as its leadership team looking to adjust issues stemming from fading sales of its COVID-19 vaccine since the pandemic era boom in demand. Qualcomm stock rose 6.3 after the chipmaker beat quarterly expectations for the earnings and revenue. All right, Lyft stock surged 23% after the ride-hailing company posted sales above expectations, upbeat guidance, and unveiled a new partnership for self-driving cars. All right, that's what's going on with Lyft and other news. Let's see if there's more news here. Moderna, Halliburton missed quarterly profit estimates on North America drilling demand weakness. Now let's look at this. Anything else? Barrick Gold, the miner missed Wall Street estimates for third quarter profit. Interesting. Beyond Meat, the company cut top end of its annual revenue forecast on Wednesday as cost-conscious consumers reined in spending on its expensive faux meat products. What else is going on here? Just trying to see what else would be market moving that we didn't talk about. I think that's it. I think we can go now to the juice. Now the juice is showing me here the Bank of England cut 25 basis points. Okay, cut 25 basis points. And now we're just going to go straight into upgrades, downgrades. Let's do that. So who's got upgraded today? We're looking at nothing like that's really that market moving here as far in this list. Downgrades. Let's see. Cody downgraded. Crocs downgraded. DR Horton downgraded, Dollar Tree downgraded, Devon Energy downgraded, Enphase Energy downgraded, Ford Motor downgraded, Five Below downgraded. A lot of downgrades here. JP Morgan downgraded. That's why they are down. What was the reason? Nikola downgraded. Palantir, downgraded. That's interesting. Um, what else here? That's it here. That's interesting. Initiations. Let's look at those. Nothing really to talk about there. Price target changes. Let's see here. We'll go with raises first. ARM got a target raise, even though it's down. And there's not a left target lowers to even talk about there. All right. Not really going to harp on that anymore. Now we can move on and look at daily charts. Okay. Look at daily charts together. Give me one sec while I pull those up. All right. Let's see what the SPY did yesterday. Huge gap up, right? Huge gap up. Now check out what it did. Opened here, right? Pulled back to the last month's highs. Last month's highs, held last month's highs, and then went all the way up to 591. Closed at 591.05. Pretty crazy. Where are we at now? 592.70. Gapping up again. All the way up here. Okay. No resistance at all-time highs. So let's look at futures. You can see futures because this is live. Big candle. And now we're just holding those higher prices. So nothing but really bullish to see here. All right, moving on to the Qs. The Qs, let's get this all in here. So the Qs, what did that do? Right? Here's this big time resistance here. We gapped up, opened here, pulled back kind of into this resistance, right? And underneath last month's highs and last week's highs, but then it took off. All right, setting new all-time highs. Where is it now? 507.70. It's gapping up all the way up there. All right, let's take a live look at futures. You can see the big candle. So from this support, boom, and holding higher prices with no. Well, this futures does have all-time highs. Is at 21,237. So it hasn't reached all-time highs in futures yet, but in the Qs it has. Okay, that is your daily charts. We can go over to the triple-headed monster now and see what the heck's going on with 10-year yields. Right, spiked up, kind of hit that resistance, and now we're here. You know, we're gonna wait to see what cuts do from the Fed today. All right, wait to see what they do. It's your triple-headed monster. Let's go to the second head of that monster, that dollar. So the dollar put right up to this resistance. Now it's pulling back, right, to last month's highs. Right here. Last week's highs, last month's highs, right there. Okay. Gonna wait to see what the Fed does today. All right. Now, honestly, the market wants a weaker dollar for equities and for commodities. So, interesting. Okay, let's look at that VIX. Now we're back to fear gauge instead of a hedge gauge, because now we're back down here. Down right at the 200-day move average, 15.63 VIX. Hedges are removed. Now we should normalize a little bit, okay? Now when the VIX moves up again, it'll probably be more fear than it will be hedge, okay? Now, don't get me wrong. Hedging is fear, but not like the election. It wasn't like fear, it was just hedging. Okay? And that is your triple headed monster. All right, let's move over to the main event here. That's your market profile, volume profile. I just got to ready up my Ninja Trader here. And we'll look at this big chart here with this big gap on gap. Oh, didn't want to do that. Let's move everything up here. Just making sure everybody sees everything. Okay. Now we can talk about structure here. Like I said, all-time highs is a little tricky sometimes. A little tricky sometimes. Make this a little bigger here. Okay. So we have a real wacky looking profile because you got value here, and then you got the big gap up, and then yesterday's trade with the gap up overnight. Okay. Most traded price is still down here at 57.61 around. Okay, so the job of the market now is to move this higher. Okay, it probably will do that today. It probably will do that today. Look at 59.60 could be the candidate to move this most traded price of the week up here, and that would be bullish. That would be moving value higher to follow price. Okay, I don't see that not happening today. You still have your most traded price at 58.78. That was not challenged yesterday. Now yesterday what happened is we opened here, right? Let's see. Let's spread this out. I don't like those bars, how they look. Let's go to these. All right, so you opened here, and then you went all the way down here. And so basically you caught support in this thin volume here, and that's bullish. And then we just kind of like moseyed our way up. So that's basically what happened yesterday. Okay. Breaking that overnight highs and pushing up a little more, and then kind of closed right here. And then in the overnight, we're gapping up, right? But like we're almost here, okay? I think I'm just going to zoom this in a little more here, bring this really into view. All right. So this is our yesterday's high, 59.67. This is yesterday's low, 5900 and 3/4, 5900.75. Okay. The heck is this? Did I draw that? Hold on. Yesterday's highs, yesterday's lows, overnight highs, overnight lows, right? Price is right pretty much at gap fill. Now remember, we have FOMC. You got a little baby session now. Holding higher prices. Profile is very balanced. There's not much of an edge there. However, you have the close and the most traded price right in this demand zone here. So that's where the bulls want to step up. Okay, you got a large node here. Also have another one here. This was consolidation in the middle of the session yesterday before it pushed up higher. I was long from 59.25 yesterday, so probably from around here. So I was in this consolidation and then it popped up and I got out around here. So that was a nice trade. I will be making a video of that. Okay. So today, let's look at some levels that we can look at. All right. Like I said, honestly, there's two levels. Yesterday's mid, 59.34, happens to be the POC. That's the most time spent yesterday. Okay. That level. And you have 59.56 was the close from yesterday. And the most traded price, volume wise. Those are 2 points that you could pull back to. Okay, so keep an eye on those. Now remember, there's really not overhead supply. So, and again, it's really weird today because like you have a big move. We made a little bit higher of a move in the real-time trading hours. Now we're gapping up small in the overnight session. Okay, but then today we have FOMC. No one's going to be surprised by the quarter point cut. Nobody is. Okay, nobody's going to be surprised by that. However, I guess what Jerome Powell says at 2:30 could always move markets. Maybe they reveal a different dot plot, something that we don't know yet. Okay, that's what you have to think about. So we'll get right into scenarios here. Alrighty, we're going to start with the bull. Okay, so remember these two spots that I said. Basically, this demand zone, which encompasses overnight low, the most traded price yesterday, the close. Okay, want to see what buyers do here. Did they defend price in here? Right. So what I would like to see, even a little push up, pull back, and see what the price does in here. If we go out in support, we can then start moving up and making new all-time highs. Where do we go? I don't know. 6,000 is up here. Do we do that today? I'm not sure. Second, remember I said the midpoint of yesterday, 50% retracement is at 59.34. Also the POC. POC just means the most time spent in TPO market profile world. So 59.34 also, if we made a little correction, so if we came up, boom, you cut through this, then you'd see what buyers do here. Happens to also be 59.27.25 is last month's highs. Could also get support right there. And then what I would think here, you might make your move up here and just maybe bounce. Okay, other than that, not really interested in anything else long. Short side. Short side. What am I looking at? Okay. On the short side, sellers want to see this taken out. Okay. And this level as well. So what would that look like? So if we pushed up, came through the open, lower high, now see this most traded price of the overnight? It's around 59.71. If we came through that, you're going to test this area. Now remember, that could be a buy point. But if you're bearish and we take this out, hold, then you're going to go down and test the 50% retracement and this POC of yesterday. Also, that is the monthly, last month's highs. Okay. If you take that out, yeah, you're going to test this gap. And it's huge. That's how big this gap is. And you could possibly move back to the most traded price of the month, 58.80. Do I see this being likely? Probably not, but you have to put it in the cards. Okay. All right, that is your ES scenarios. Let's move on to the NASDAQ. Let's see structure-wise, how does it look? Does it look different? We'll see. Now we are gapping up more with semis. Okay. This is a nice little gap here. Okay, kind of the same look a little bit. Let's look at structure. Here's our profile. Now, most traded price of the week hasn't moved up. Hasn't moved up yet. Okay. Our profile right here, you got a couple distributions here, but value is still lower. Okay. Value is still lower. Now, here's yesterday's highs. Here's yesterday's lows. Okay. And what happened yesterday was this most traded price really was defended yesterday. That was support. Okay. So we're gapping up. So here's your gap fill, 219.35. You're gapping up. So gap rules here. Now we do have supply starting where? At 21.088. 210.88. Okay. I'm going to write that down. That could cause some resistance. Okay, but we have a little ways to get to that. Now, gap rules. All right, what could we do? Most bullish, number one, is a gap and go. Number two, a failure to fill the gap and go. Number three, fill the gap, go. All right, now, the fourth judge in this gap is if we start going back into range, that means the buyers just aren't as strong. Doesn't mean it can't go up. That's how I judge a gap. Okay, so now we got yesterday's highs, yesterday's lows, overnight highs, prices here. So you're gapping up. You're gapping up. So just that we have that, right? Right now that we have that, we're going to look at, you have a balanced session overnight. Okay, balanced, very balanced. The most traded price is 209.14. Lines up with this demand and the overnight low and the close. So that's really much defense for the buyers. Okay, so it's kind of the similar setup, but just that you're not gapping up as high in the ES. You also have the midpoint of yesterday happens to be last month's highs right here and the POC. So, and the most traded price. So this is also your defense. So it's the same kind of setup in the ES. So with that being said, let's get into scenarios. And we will go over the longs, right? So we know we have a gap fill here at 209.35. We know we have demand here in the overnight low. That's your first line of defense. Okay, so market can push up. It's going to go without me. But if we get a pullback anywhere to fill this gap, that could be the takeoff point to go to that supply zone. Okay, second, we can pull back a little deeper. Maybe touch overnight lows. Lower high, lower high. Try to make it up to there and try to get an all-time high. Okay, now remember, 50% retracement of yesterday happens to be exactly last month's lows, last month's highs at 207.89.75. Happens to also be the most traded price of yesterday and the POC. So there's your last line of defense. Market could be a bear trap here and go whoop, hold it, higher low, and then we start making a move up. That's all I'm interested in for longs. You lose this, I'm not saying you can't bounce, but it just becomes, the move becomes less likely to be strong. Okay, bear side. Okay, bear side. We have supply, but it's not till all the way up here. Very far away. Okay, very far away. Balance profile. All right, but it's the same stuff, just inversed. Here's the sellers want to break this, and sellers want to break this. So if we push up, come in through here, you could, like I said, that would be probably, you could get a bounce in here. But sellers, you'd want to break through that demand, hold, test this one, and you'd have to break through here, hold. We would probably test the top of this gap in yesterday's lows. Okay, and then if we started to fill this gap, you could go down to the most share price of the month, 205, and then you lose that. We could find ourselves all the way back to 203.23. I don't know if that happens, but I doubt it. You just have to have it in the cards. Okay, that's what I'm looking at today, folks. That's about it for me. All right, we have our plans. All right, we got our plans now, and pretty simple. I'm basically leaning longs. Okay, so I favor them. Just have to see, and just have to see what kind of price action we get, because FOMC is at 2 p.m. Some people even take this day off. Okay, because it gets wild after FOMC. I don't really feel I have an edge with FOMC unless something's screaming at my face. I take the, I usually just, I'm not even trading. I'm not even watching it. Unless, like I said, we're at a key level and I'm like, okay, this is worth the risk or something. That's about it. Okay, so we got our plans. All right. So pretty easy setup, like I was speaking about before. Like I said, FOMC today. All right, now, hopefully you guys enjoyed this. Smash that like button. All right, smash, smash, smash. All right, and come on, I want to get over 200 subs. Join me every day, 8, 10 a.m. Let your boy give you the market recap, the news, game plan for the day. I mean, I give you everything, right? Game plan for the day, and then a blueprint for long and short trade scenarios. And then when the market opens, that's when I do put my risk on with the right criteria, right? And the proof is in the pudding. And I've been dropping my trading videos. Okay, I did 3 now. 3 days in a row I've dropped videos. I owe 2 more. Okay, I got a monster one coming. Pretty big trade. Yesterday I had a pretty good trade. Those are coming. All right, where do you see those? You can see those on my X account at Gonzo719. My YouTube shorts, of course. Please check that out. And also on TikTok, Gonzo719 Trader. You can see the criteria I use to get in these trades. Okay, I think they're very educational. All right, hopefully you guys enjoy them. All right, now, everybody stay patient today. It might not be a great trading in the morning. Sometimes, though, there is something. But I'm really going to sit there and go, unless the market's not tapping me on the shoulder saying you have to go in, I might not trade. But that should be everyday rule, right? So everybody stay green today. No trade to trade. And I'll see everybody tomorrow.